Hey, what's up guys? Matt here, and today we are going to be talking about how to make up a high-ticket funnel, or a high-ticket webinar funnel where you're selling high-ticket items without having a website or a 12-page funnel that you have to go through and build out. So I'm going to show you this real quick, and I think you guys are going to enjoy this. If you guys want a lean and clean webinar funnel that doesn't take a whole bunch of time to build, I think that this will be the one for you. All you really need is a webinar registration page like this one, and I'm going to show you guys this funnel here. I'm going to give this to you when we're done. And I'm going to show you guys how to get it for a really good price. I'm not going to be the one to charge you for it. So I'm going to show you this in Keynote here. I made up a little presentation. You guys got a little sneak preview there. So the first thing you need is that registration page. I showed you that just a second ago. So you have to get people to register, right, for a webinar. You get people on your webinar, and then you drive people in. After the webinar happens, you say, hey, this is really cool. I'd like to get on a phone call with you guys and do a strategy session. By the way, it doesn't cost a thing. All right, and then you give them a link, a URL that goes to a scheduler, and then they schedule a call, and then they go from there to an application page so you can learn more about them. And that is as simple as it gets. That's the end of the funnel. You then get on the phone with them, sell them something, after, of course, helping them out, providing value, and, of course, say, I would like to continue providing value to you. So I have this little program. I'd like to give you access to that. The cost is $5,000. Sound good? Would you like Visa or MasterCard? All that jazz. You guys get that. You guys get the point. And that's how it works. So first thing you have is the registration page. Hold on. And then you have a webinar thank you page. I like to use Webinar Jam. And after the webinar, after you thank them, the webinar, that's why the green, by the way. I've got green and blue, and I'll tell you what all that means here in a second. But I like to use Webinar Jam or EverWebinar for the thank you page and the webinar presentation. So there's a little bit of trade-off. Yeah, you don't have to have a website or have really long funnels, but in order to do all the things that we just talked about, you still need to have a webinar software. You still need to have your registration page hosted somewhere, and you still need to have scheduling software, which is the next part of this, right? You're going to drive them into the scheduler like Calendly or ScheduleOnce or something, right? They schedule a session, redirect them over to an application, which happens on Wufoo. And I'm going to write all this stuff's down in the description if you're watching here on YouTube, okay? So I'm not going to leave you guys hanging. I want you guys to see what all the services and all the resources are that make this happen. All right. Of course, once you're done there, you thank them for the final application. Say, we'll be in touch soon. Please be there and be ready to pick up the phone when I call you at 9:30 whatever on this particular date, whatever, right? You guys get the point. Then, of course, you get on the phone with them, do your thing, take money. You can do that via PayPal, Square, Stripe, whatever it is that you guys have the ability to take money through. You can even tell them to send you a check if you want. I've seen that done, and I've done that myself plenty of times. So it is very possible. Now, what I want to show you here one last time, I'm going to show you guys in the internet thing over here. I've got Wufoo. I wanted to show you this, where this falls. So Wufoo is just a little program where you have the application, you collect some information. This is a standalone program, all right? So you can use this as a standalone program once you redirect people from the scheduler. Your scheduler is like ScheduleOnce. You get people to standalone, schedule a call, and then you redirect them over to the Wufoo page. Here's what that looks like. They'll fill out their information, answer a few questions. What are your goals for this project? Number one challenge, growing my brand and business. Get this information from them. You can come up with questions as you need. They don't have to be the same thing for every single person. All right. And then once you're done, they hit the submit button, and it takes them to a thank you page. Now, that thank you page is inside of Wufoo natively, or you can drive them back to a custom thank you page, which you have built out using a program called ClickFunnels. If you guys aren't familiar with ClickFunnels, it's a funnel building program. You can have long funnels, short funnels, one-page funnels. You can collect leads. You can have a registration page, which I recommend using ClickFunnels for simple registration pages that you can have full control over. Keyword, you have control over what it looks like, okay? So this particular one looks like this. You can change the copy, you can change the font, where it's at, the pictures that are on here, you can add to it, take away from it, and you can embed a button from Webinar Jam or EverWebinar. For those of you guys who are familiar with Webinar Jam, you'll realize this is not a button from Webinar Jam or EverWebinar. You'll also realize that this is not a pop-up that comes up when you have embedded that button from EverWebinar or Webinar Jam. However, all you'll do is take this button out and embed the button in using the HTML element that is provided to you inside of this program called ClickFunnels. Now, some of you guys, I'm sure a lot of you guys, are probably familiar with ClickFunnels. You'll know it is a $300 a month program. All right. You can also get a starter package, which is fairly limited, for $97 a month. Still kind of expensive. So for those of you who didn't realize, there is a way that you can get ClickFunnels for only $19 a month, and that's when you pick up a share funnel like this. I'm about to give you guys a share funnel link. By the way, it's down in the description. You can actually click on it right now, and that will take you to here. Let me just take you to the page where it's at. Otherwise, I'm just going to mess this up. All right, it's going to take you to a page when you click on that looks like this. And you have three options. Normally, you would have two. It would be the starter package or the Edison Suite, which has a whole bunch of cool stuff, lots of bells and whistles. It's the one I have, by the way. Or they give you a limited share funnels only package. All right. This does not come up normally when you just set up an account. All right, the only options you would have are these two. So if, what I'm telling you is if you click that link, I will give you this funnel, and you want to click on the limited share funnels only option to get the $19 a month plan with a 14-day free trial. Okay, and you'll get this. You'll get the registration page and 2 thank you pages that you can use throughout this process. The limits are that you have to have a share. You can only have 3 funnels total in this account. Yes, 3 total funnels, and they cannot be more than 5 pages each. Okay, so like I said, it's a little bit limited, but you don't even need a domain. You don't need an email. You don't need practically anything. You don't even need to set up a Stripe account with it unless you want to use that, in which case you could add 2 steps, which one would be an order page. The second step would be a confirmation page, and then you can actually use ClickFunnels to take money when you sell them on the phone. Okay, so that's how it works. I don't want to get too crazy into this. I'll give you one last look at this here. That is so you got the registration page. Blue is for ClickFunnels. You're going to drive people into the EverWebinar system. After that, so once the pop-up, you embed the button from Webinar Jam. For this webinar, it gets embedded over here into the registration page. So when they register, it takes you to a Webinar Jam or an EverWebinar thank you page. Then they watch the presentation. You ask them to schedule. So you take them to ScheduleOnce or Calendly, and then you drive them into, after that, you redirect to an application on Wufoo. And then, of course, you get the native thank you page, or you can just send them back to the ClickFunnels environment, and they can see a custom thank you page, and you can have full control over what's said and done on that page. From there, it's on you. Get on the phone, sell them, take their money however you have to do. Check, PayPal, Stripe, Square, whatever it is that you got to do. Okay, so that's all I've got. Let me show you guys the link here. I'll give you the link, and that is it. All right, so the link's down in the description, or head on over to bit.ly/lean and clean high ticket. Okay, that will get you the funnel that we just talked about, and that is what I call the lean and clean high ticket funnel. All right, 1-page funnel. That's all you need. Okay, I'll see you guys in another video. Take care and stay awesome.